what I love about meeting up in real life is that you can physically feel the love, like the energy. You know, we're all energetic. Yes, we're all scientific, but we're all energetic beings as well. And you can feel the love in the room. And it feels like, and I've described it before, it feels like being a pack animal. It feels like being in a wolf pack. And everybody is just there. You know, one person's in the room going, oh, and then the whole room goes, oh, in unison. There is beauty in being part of a wolf pack, part of a tribe, when you know somebody has your back. And something you guys might not know about me, I absolutely love fantasy novels that have witches, werewolves, vampires, warlocks, that kind of stuff. I love that stuff, particularly like the teen stuff where there's a little bit of romance. It's my downtime type of stuff that I watch either on Netflix or I have a binge fest over a trilogy probably once every 3 months, because I go so hard, and then I eventually go, oh, okay, I can't do anything. So for a long weekend, I just dive into a whole bunch of yummy, fantasy stuff, completely get out of my head, completely just go into an entirely different world. And in that world, oh yes, Amy knows all about me too. So in that binge weekend, maybe some peppermint ice cream might go missing. All right, so the reason that I love that is that there is not only magic in that, and you get to see it, and I get reminded of it in real life when I've been inside that little cocoon. But there is also this camaraderie and this wolf packness, and especially when you're reading about werewolves, that there is an imprinting. There's a description of imprinting that happens on people. And the imprinting that I have in real life to all of you guys in the hub and all my clubsters is beyond. It's amazing the links that happen with the energy and the flow of a group, and how we can all get in sync. And in the club, we talk about it because we have a learning each week that we focus on, and where your attention goes, energy flows. And when your attention as a whole group goes one direction, the energy flows into that as a group, as a collective. And the cool thing that happened on the weekend was the same kind of thing was happening. There was this attention and energy. And what I love about our profession, and that I wanted to remind everybody of, is that we are like a wolf pack. We have the capacity to have our focus be on something so constructive and so collaborative and so creative that our collective can then lift everything up. And what I also love about our profession that I've seen in our group recently is when someone goes, oh, everybody else has the capacity to go, oh, at the same time. I want to remind everybody that we're not in competition, that the collaborations that I saw on the sidelines of the event that we went to on the weekend, Carla's Vitae Mosaic, amazing framework, by the way, if you get a chance to go and see it. But on the sidelines, so people were around the edges who hadn't met before, that were in the same suburb, got to meet, and then they're already, I can't remember your names, peeps, but if you are watching, just pop a little note in there, that they're already planning a workshop together, a workshop series together, and they only got it because they met in person. They didn't know one another existed in the same suburb. And the collaboration, like an environment to create that collaboration, is so incredibly important. And I'm speaking to a lot of people who are outside of our profession recently and describing to them what's happening with our practitioner economy. And it's a new thought and a new idea around all of us have these very special gifts and talents. We're all alpha wolves. We are all the leaders of our pack, as in our community, or we're the leaders of our families, or we're all leaders in some capacity, or leaders of ourselves and our little puppy dog as well, who's outside whinging that he isn't able to come in. So we're all leaders in some format, some area of our lives. So we have the capacity to do things as a lone wolf. But the second we all meet up together, this wonderful pack mentality happens, and all of our strengths and gifts and talents roll back into our profession. And all of the things that you guys have experienced in the past, if you used to be in finance, if you used to be a bookkeeper, if you used to have a creative role, if you used to be in retail or hospitality, some of these things are incredibly valuable to come back into our profession, because engaging people outside our profession who have all those gifts and talents, they don't have a way of speaking our oohing. They don't have a way of speaking our language. Us as healers have a way of speaking and a way of showing up to help and care for people that is very different. And to try and talk to a VA, or to try and talk to a website developer, or to try and talk to somebody who does, window settings or visual retail design, that kind of stuff, that hasn't had an experience in the healing professions, it's like you're speaking a different language. It's like a whole bunch of wolves are talking to a whole bunch of vampires, and they don't quite get it. And what I love in our profession right now is that this amazing environment is happening, and I'm lucky to be part of that environment. And it's wonderful to see people like Carla and Geraldine and others creating this environment where you are co-collaborating to build this this profession, that even if you're not seeing clients one-on-one, you still have gifts and talents that can come back in and feed the profession. And the profession can feed your dreams and your gifts and your talents and your families. So I am loving the Wolfpack mentality, and as an actionable step for anybody who's watched this part of the webinar, I would love if, when you see somebody's business stuff come up on Facebook, on social media, if you see them, if you're friends with them in your personal lives, whatever it happens to be, give them a little like. It only takes a second. Give them a little love heart in the comments section. That Wolfpack mentality lifts everybody up. Some of the best teleconferences I've ever seen are because these people met in real life at a conference before and then decided to collaborate and create either a teleconference, or they decided to collaborate and create one of those books that have multiple people in them, a co-authored a book. There's so many ways that you can support, and the rule of reciprocity shows that, and what we've talked about in the hub recently is around paying it forward, is that if you can just lend support, if you can just lend a like, if you can just lend a love heart, if you can just lend a kind word, everybody benefits from it. The second that you like somebody's workshop, even though you might have a little, green-eyed monster in there because they're showing you something that you could do yourself, even in that moment, if you like it, that allows the whole of the world to understand that naturopathic healthcare and the knowledge that's available in this workshop is valuable, and you value it. And therefore, when you present a very similar thing, there's going to be that rule of reciprocity, and there's going to be more people interested in it as well. So that is my spiel about being in the wolf pack. And if you are a member of a wolf pack, when someone howls, howl back, because that collaboration brings us all up. When someone puts their hand up and offers to help in a certain way, and that resonates with you, stand in there and cheer them on. We all have the capacity to do that, because at some point you're going to be the alpha, and you are going to want somebody to cheer you on. If someone at the moment is being the alpha, you need to cheer them on too. So Alexis, I love collaboration, she says. Louise, I feel so lonely here as other pracs are so scared you will take their clients. They don't want to associate with me. Who else has that? Who else has in their area that sense that you're all in competition? And that if you do something, that's the way. Anybody? 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 Chuck me a like if this is the case for you in your environment. No? Everyone's up for collaboration. It's all good everywhere. Okay, cool. Well, in the environment that we're in our environment, traditionally there has been a similar kind of thing. You know, we go to the now the lights. Sorry, I got a 10-second delay. We go to the seminars, the trade seminars for our suppliers, and there is a notion of there's a couple of people that you get along with, but the rest, you know, there's that keeping things close to your chest type of thing. And to be honest, that's an old school way of doing it. And that old model has worked for a really long time when business, corporation, all of that stuff has been building. And we're working under a new model. All this information is available everywhere on the internet and elsewhere. And if all that information is readily available already, there's an abundance of information, abundance of clients wanting the information, abundance of money running around the world. There's more money in the world than there ever has been. There's more sick people in the world than there ever has been. There's more information available in the world than there ever has been. In those moments, there are more practitioners, thankfully, to serve. And to be able to do that collaboratively, that person over there can actually serve this particular client of mine way better than I can. Therefore, they've probably got clients that I can serve much better than they can. It is an incredible thing. So, yes, there has, from my observation, there has in the past been a lot of competition. And now let's use part one's little suggestion in this conversation. Where is your 50%? Louise and myself, where is our 50%? What can we own in this conversation about competition? They, if we point the finger, they, in a reactive mode, they are all in competition. They don't want to meet me. They, in that moment, that reactive mode, what's going to happen? I want to meet you. Yes, I do. So the 50% that I can be responsible for, let me just check. In those conversations, the 50% that I can feel responsible for is that when I'm doing that, what's going on inside of me is actually I am in competition with them. In that moment, I have the belief I'm in competition with them. And so even though I'm pointing it out in them that they feel I'm running the competition vibe for sure. I'm running the competition vibe. I'm running the tall poppy vibe. I'm running the I am right vibe. I'm running I could help them better vibe. So there's a whole bunch of stuff bubbling under the surface when I'm going, it's them, they are in competition with me. And if I can identify that and get that through in a conversation, maybe with them, then what comes up underneath that is, okay, so if that's not a thing, if I'm not actually in competition with you, even though, you know, maybe we could collaborate. Maybe I could send you all my fertility clients because I don't dig on fertility as much as you do. Maybe I could send you all my skin stuff because I'm not into skin. And then the conversation opens up for that person to then go, whatever happens. If you're not attached to the outcome, something will come up, so whatever it is. But often it'll lead to the point of, oh, well, I don't want to treat this particular condition as well. You know, there's an opportunity that comes up on the other side of that. So yeah, nice identifying, Louise. And it's a common one. You're not alone. I have totally felt that lots of times, particularly in those environments where everybody's there. I totally get that. Amy says it's common in her area as well. I'd really like to find some who are open to collaboration. Yeah, and that's the beauty of being in the hub and the club. We're cultivating that. And to have that wolf pack kind of mentality means that that's just a given. We can collaborate because we're all in a pack. And we have the opportunity to stand up for each other and have one another's backs. Charlene, it's all about abundance. Clients for everybody. And Louise, looks like I'll be doing the same as in the club. Beautiful. Yes, we've got some other little tools and tips that we bring up in the club. Louise is an incredible member of the club. And we've got some other things that we use to shift blocks when they come up. So yes. Okay, Amy. Or more so refer on, yes. So they can become referral partners or collaborators, or yeah, they don't have to be competition. And yes, totally, 50% of it is them perceiving us as competition. I get that. But the other 50% is something coming on with us as well. Yeah, cool. Christine says, in the west of Melbourne, we have set up a meetup group for naturopaths, and we meet once a month. Lots of referrals, herbal sharing and going on. Loving that support. I love that too. And this is what I was bringing to your attention. So because we have that, I get to have that in the hub and the club. And when we meet up in real life, it is like this juicy, yummy, oh my goodness, everyone's on the same wavelength kind of. You can feel the whole room kind of go like this. And so I'm super excited to be bringing the Naturapreneur Revolution series all around Australia so we can get to have this in real life with everybody. And just like Christine mentioned, they do it in the west of Melbourne. I want to do it in, where are we? The centre of Melbourne. We're going to the Pullman, which is super exciting because it's a beautiful, really abundant space. It's really vibrant. This is going to be really epic food. And same over at Cottesloe over in Perth. I've tried to pick places that are like yummy, central, really good food. And the sun setting over the ocean in Cottesloe. I'm off my head excited about that. And we're first starting with these first 4 places because they are the ones that have a big enough amount of people to come to see them so that I can, you know, it's got to be a business thing as well. I've got to just be able to justify, okay, if we're going to have all this yumminess, we've got to have enough people to you know, warrant the yumminess. So we've got these 4 spaces. This is the next step is we want to come to some of these other regional areas and some of these other places that want this wolf pack kind of scenario, that want to be around people that are collaborative, referrals, are supportive, are having one another's back so that our profession can have a paradigm shift from competition, and coercion and all the other stuff that goes with it into collaboration and this entire being part of something that brings about a paradigm shift in our profession. So Alexis, we've had 3 people interested in Sydney and no more than that. So if we can hear, you know, 10 times that, we'll be coming to Sydney. But at the moment, Sydney is on the back burner. We've had a few more for regional areas of Queensland. So it's looking up, people, but we don't know whereabouts. I'm going to put a poll on the hub. If you're not on the hub yet, come and join us. And we're going to ask you guys where we should go and where we should have this yummy juiciness and connect in real life and really feel a part of the thing that you came to be part of. You know, you are healers and we are all in this together, and we are all here to help people and to be able to help as many people as I would love us to have the revolution of helping in the world, I think we need to do it together. So I am inviting you, if you haven't already, come to the Revolution series if it is in a place nice and close to you. We've got people that are already traveling 3 and 4 hours to get to these big ones that we're having. And super exciting, amazing time, lots of hugs, lots of tea, and very, very yummy food. And we're going to be kicking those off on the 1st of June. And I can't wait to meet you all in person. The link will be somewhere around here. Otherwise, I'll pop it next to the video. And please, please, please join in, and I can't wait to see you. All right. That is a conversation to consider today. Please, if it comes up for you, utilize that tool of this is my 50%. And if it comes up for you that a fellow pracky is going through the motions of having courage to be an alpha, having the courage to step out and go, oh, here's my thing, here's my opt-in, here's my other thing, here's my next workshop, here's my epic, whatever it is, that courage, that leadership that it takes to do that, please give it a like, please give it a share, please give it a little comment. And it actually builds the entire profession when you do that, including yours. When you have your moment, when you go through the courage and go through the process of being in that creative zone and being able to shift and change your community, somebody can give you that same like. So I love you guys very, very much. Thank you very, very much for listening today. And I'll catch you next week for Training Thursday. All right, see you later. Bye.